So in this video, I would like to start cost classification. Cost classification. Okay. In the last video, we have already started about cost allocation, the meaning of cost allocation. As we know that the meaning of cost allocation is when items of cost are identifiable directly with some product or department, such costs are charged for to such cost center, and this process is known as cost allocation. And what do you mean by cost apportionment? When items of cost cannot directly charged to or accurately identifiable with any cost center, they are prorated or distributed among the cost center on some predetermined basis, and this method is known as cost apportionment. And what do you mean by conversion cost? Sum of direct wages, direct expenses, and overhead cost of converting raw material to the finished product or converting a material from one stage of production to another stage. In other words, it means the total cost of producing an article less the cost of direct material used. Okay, then cost control. Cost control means a regulation by executive action of the cost of operating an undertaking, particularly where such action is guided by cost accounting, right? So cost control involves different steps like planning, communication, motivation, appraisal and reporting, then decision making. And what are the advantages of cost control? First one is achieving the expected return on capital employed by maximizing or optimizing profit, then increase in productivity of the available resources, economic price of the customer, uh, continued employment and job opportunity for the worker, then economic use of limited resources of production, increase credit worthiness, then prosperity and economic stability of the industry. And what do you mean by cost reduction? Cost reduction would mean maximization of profit by reducing cost through economics and savings in cost of manufacture, administration, selling and distribution. Okay. Then the difference between cost control and cost reduction. Cost control is the target achieving target or goals, but cost reduction is for a reduction of cost. In case of cost control is to set up a target, but in case of cost reduction is not concerned with maintenance of performance. So these are the difference between cost control and cost reduction. Cost control lacks dynamic approach, but cost reduction continue process of analysis. Okay, so now in this video I would like to start classification of cost. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get started. So classification of cost means a type of costing have been made to suit the needs of individual business conditions. The basic principles underlying all these methods are the same, that is to collect and analyze the expenditure according to the elements of cost and to know the cost of each cost center or cost unit. पहले एक्सपेंडिचर को कलेक्ट किया जाता है, एनालाइज किया जाता है, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ कॉस्ट and to know the cost of each cost center and cost unit, right? Classification of cost is the arrangement of items of cost in logical groups having regard to their nature or purpose. Items should be classified by one characteristic for a specific purpose without any ambiguity. Scheme of classification should be such that every item of cost can be classified. In view of the above, cost classification may be explained as follow. As per cost accounting norms standards, that is CAS1, the basis for cost classification is first, nature of expenses, relation to object, functions, activities, behavior wise, fixed, semi-fixed or variable, then management decision making, प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस एंड टाइम पीरियड. इसके हिसाब से कॉस्ट को डिवाइड किया गया है थ्रू नेचर ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस, थ्रू रिलेशन टू ऑब्जेक्ट, थ्रू फंक्शंस एंड एक्टिविटीज, थ्रू बिहेवियर वाइज, थ्रू मैनेजमेंट डिसीजन मेकिंग, थ्रू प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस एंड टाइम पीरियड. Okay, and then classification of cost is the process of grouping the components of cost under a common designation on the basis of similarities of nature, attributes or relations. It is the process of identification of each item and the systematic placement of like items together according to their common features. According to their common features. Okay, so let's divide all such costs according to their nature. The first classification of cost by nature of expenses. So as per nature of expenses, it divided into material, labor and expenses. So material means material cost is the cost of material of any nature used for the purpose of production of a product or service. It is called material cost, and it includes cost of material, freight inwards, taxes and duties, insurance, etc., which are directly attributable to acquisition but excluding the trade discount, duty drawbacks and refunds on account of excise duty and VAT. Okay, then labor cost means the payment made to the employees, whether permanent or temporary, for their service. Labor cost include salaries and wages paid to permanent employees, temporary employees and also to the employee of the contractor. Here, salaries and wages include all the benefits like provident fund, gratuity, ESI, overtime, incentive, etc. Then second, classification by relation to cost center or cost unit. Again, cost classification by relation to cost center. First, it divided into direct and indirect. Then direct again divided into material, labor, expenses, means direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Then indirect material also divided into indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. So let's start with direct material cost. Direct material cost means cost of material which can be directly allocated to a cost center or a cost object in an economic feasible way, is called direct material cost. And direct labor cost means similarly cost of wages of those workers who are readily identified or linked with a cost center or cost object. Okay, then direct expenses means what? Direct expenses means expenses other than direct material and direct labor which can be identified or linked with cost center or cost object. देन अगर ये सब मिल जाए तो हो जाएगा दिस कॉस्ट, प्राइम कॉस्ट हो जाएगा. डायरेक्ट मटेरियल प्लस डायरेक्ट लेबर प्लस डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस इज कॉल्ड प्राइम कॉस्ट. ओके, रिमेंबर डायरेक्ट मटेरियल प्लस डायरेक्ट लेबर प्लस डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस इज कॉल्ड प्राइम कॉस्ट. So now indirect material means cost of material which cannot be directly allocated to a particular cost center or cost object. Very simple, material which cannot be directly allocated to a particular cost center or cost object is called indirect material. Then what do you mean by indirect labor? Cost of wages of employees which are not directly allocated to a particular cost center is called indirect labor. Then indirect expenses means expenses other than of the nature of material or labor and cannot be directly allocable to a particular cost center. Then similarly, as like prime cost, direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses is equal prime cost. Similarly, if all the indirect expenses are added, it will be overhead. Like indirect material प्लस इनडायरेक्ट लेबर प्लस इनडायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस इसका ओवरहेड. डायरेक्ट हो जाएगा तो फिर प्राइम कॉस्ट हो जाएगा. डायरेक्ट अगर होगा तो फिर प्राइम कॉस्ट एंड इनडायरेक्ट होगा तो फिर ओवरहेड. इनडायरेक्ट में ओवरहेड, डायरेक्ट में प्राइम कॉस्ट. इनडायरेक्ट में ओवरहेड, डायरेक्ट में प्राइम कॉस्ट. रिमेंबर. ओके, देन क्लासिफिकेशन बाय फंक्शंस. अगेन according to function, it divided into production, administration, research and development, selling and distribution. So first, production or manufacturing cost. Production or manufacturing cost means is the cost of all items involved in the production of a product or service. This refer to the cost of operating the manufacturing division of an undertaking and include all costs incurred by the factory from the receipt of raw material and supply of labor and service until production is completed and the finished product is back with the primary packing. right? The following are considered as production or manufacturing cost: direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, and factory overhead, that is aggregate of factory indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses, right? Manufacturing cost can also be referred to as the aggregate of prime cost and factory overhead. Then what do you mean by administration cost? Administration cost are expenses incurred for general management of an organization, right? For general management of an organization, these are in the nature of indirect cost and are all termed as administrative overhead. For understanding administration cost, it is necessary to know the scope of administrative function. Necessary to know the scope of administrative function. Administrative function in an organization primarily concerned with formulation of policy, directing the organization, and controlling the operation of an organization. But administrative function will not include control activities concerned with production, selling, and distribution, and research development. Therefore, administration cost is the cost of administrative function, that is the cost of formulating policy, directing, organizing, and controlling the operation of an undertaking. Remember, very important, administration cost, that is administration cost is the cost of administrative function only, that is the cost of formulating policy, directing, organizing, and controlling the operation of an undertaking. And administrative cost will include the cost of only those control operations which are not related to production, selling, and distribution, and research and development. In most of the cases, administration cost include indirect expenses of following types. These are salaries of office staff, accountant, director, rates and depreciation of office building, postage, stationery and telephone, office supply and expenses, general administration expenses. These are included in administration cost. Remember, salary of staff, accountants, directors, then rent, rates and depreciation of building, postage, stationery and telephone, office supplies and expenses, general administration expenses. These are all included in administration cost. Okay, then selling and distribution cost. Selling and distribution cost means what? Selling cost are indirect cost related to selling of product and services and include all indirect cost in sales management for the organization. Distribution of cost are the cost incurred in handling a product from the time it is completed in the works until it reaches the ultimate consumer. Okay, selling function includes activities which are directed to create and stimulate demand of company's product and secure orders. Distribution costs are incurred to make the sellable goods available in the hands of the customer. So these are the example of selling and distribution cost. Salaries and commission of salesmen. Remember, not salary of staff. This is called salaries and commission of salesmen and sales manager will be included in selling and distribution cost. Then expenses of advertisement, insurance, which are linked to sales. Expenses of advertisement and insurance which are linked to sales should be added in selling and distribution cost. Then rent, rates, depreciation and insurance of sales office and warehouses. Cost of insurance, freight, export, duty, packing, shipping, etc. Then maintenance of delivery vans. These are should be included in selling and distribution cost. Okay, then comes to research and development cost. So research and development cost are the cost for undertaking research to improve quality of a present product or improve process of manufacture, develop a new product, market research, etc., and commercialization thereof. So from this we know that research and development cost comprises of development of new product, improvement of existing product, finding new uses for new product, solving technical problem arising in manufacture and application of product, and development cost include the cost incurred for commercialization, implementation of research finding. So these are the cost you need to know. Okay, then pre-production cost means what? Pre-production cost means these are costs incurred when a new factory is in the process of establishment, a new project is undertaken, or a new product line or product is taken up, but there is no established or formal production to which such cost may be charged. Then pre-production costs are normally treated as deferred revenue expenditure and charged to the cost of future production. Charged to future production. Okay, then now jump into next classification, that is classification based on behavior. It will be fixed, semi variable or variable, right? Then cost are classified based on behavior as fixed cost, variable cost and semi variable cost, depending upon response to the modification in the activity level. Okay, first one is fixed, second variable, third semi variable. So what do you mean by fixed cost? Remember, fixed cost is very important to know. Fixed cost is the cost which does not vary with the change in the volume of activity in the short run. Remember, fixed cost is the cost which does not vary with the change in the volume of activity. Volume of activity जितना भी change हो ना क्यों, fixed cost remains the same. Fixed cost remains the same. It does not vary. And these costs are not affected by temporary fluctuation in activity of an enterprise. These are also known as period cost. These are also known as period cost. Remember, ये short question में भी आएगा. Fixed costs are known as dash. Fixed costs are known as this. Okay, so what are the examples of fixed cost? Rent, depreciation, etc., which are charged on a fixed basis. Rent, depreciation, etc. Okay, so then variable cost. Variable cost also very important to know. Variable cost is the cost of elements which tend to directly vary with the volume of activity. ये fixed cost का opposite है. Variable cost tend to directly vary with the volume of activity. With the volume of activity means जितना volume of activity increase होगा, variable cost will be vary. Variable cost has two parts: variable direct cost, variable indirect cost. Okay, variable direct cost, variable indirect cost. Variable indirect cost are termed as variable overhead. Variable indirect cost जितना भी है उसको कहा जाता है variable overhead. Example, direct labor, outward freight, etc. Okay, then semi variable cost. Semi variable cost means semi variable cost contain both fixed and variable elements. They are partly affected by fluctuation in the level of activity. Only partly affected by fluctuation in the level of activity. These are partly fixed and partly semi variable cost are partly fixed and partly variable cost and vice versa. Example, factory supervision, maintenance, etc. Okay, so now we jump into the next classification of cost. Classification based on cost for management decision making. Management decision making is very important. Ascertainment of cost is essential for making managerial decisions. On this basis, costing may be classified into different types like marginal costing, differential cost, opportunity cost, replacement cost, relevant cost, imputed cost, then sunk cost, normal cost and abnormal cost, avoidable cost and unavoidable cost, uniform costing, engineering cost, out-of-pocket expenses or out-of-pocket cost, managed cost, common cost, controllable and non-controllable cost. Okay, so let's get started. First, Marginal costing also very important for your examination point of view. Short notes may come in this uh, you know topic. Marginal cost is the aggregate of variable cost. Remember, marginal cost is the aggregate of variable cost, that is prime cost plus variable overhead. Remember, marginal cost is prime cost plus variable overhead. Marginal costing is aggregate of or aggregate of variable cost. Remember, marginal costing is the aggregate of variable cost, that is prime cost. प्राइम कॉस्ट में आपका आ गया डायरेक्ट मटेरियल, डायरेक्ट लेबर एंड डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस. ओके, then plus variable overhead. Marginal cost per unit is the change in the amount at any given volume of output by which the aggregate cost differed if the volume of output is increased or decreased by 1 unit. If volume of output is increased or decreased by 1 unit. So marginal costing system is based on the system of classification of cost into fixed and variable. Okay, so based on the system of classification of cost into fixed and variable. Remember, marginal costing is the system based on the system of classification of cost into fixed and variable. The fixed costs are excluded and only the marginal cost, that is the variable cost, are taken into consideration for knowing the cost of product and the inventory of work in progress and completed product. So this is called marginal costing, right? Then differential cost. Differential cost means differential cost is the change in the cost due to change in activity from one level to another. Change in activity from one level to another is called differential cost. Then what do you mean by opportunity cost? Opportunity cost also very important for your examination point of view. Short notes may come in this topic. Opportunity cost is the volume of alternatives forgone. Is the volume of alternatives forgone by adopting a particular strategy or employing resources in specific manner. Value of alternative forgone by adopting a particular strategy or employing resources in a specific manner. It is the return expected from an investment other than present one. It is the return expected from an investment other than the present one. This refer to cost which result from the use or application of material, labor or other facilities in a particular manner which has been forgone due to not using the facilities in the manner originally planned. Resources or input like main, material, plant and machinery, finance, etc. when utilized in one particular way yield a particular return or output. If the same input is utilized in another way yielding the same or a different return, the original return on the forsaken alternative that is no longer obtainable is the opportunity cost. For example, if fixed deposit in the bank are to be withdrawn for financing project, then the opportunity cost would be loss of interest on the deposit, right? Similarly, when a building leased out on rent to a party is got vacated for own purpose, or a vacant space is not leased out but used internally, say for expansion of the production program, the rent is forgone is the opportunity cost. So समझ में आ गया about opportunity cost, very important for your examination point of view, need to remember. Then replacement cost. Replacement cost means is the cost of an asset in the current market for the purpose of replacement. Cost of an asset in the current market for the purpose of replacement. Make short notes and revise it as many times as possible. So short note बनाओगे तो फिर ये सब याद आ जाएगा. Replacement cost means cost of an asset in the current market for the purpose of replacement. Replacement cost is used for knowing the optimum time of replacement of an equipment or machine in consideration of maintenance cost of the existing one and its productivity capacity. This is the cost in the current market of replacing an asset. For example, when replacement of cost of material or an asset is being considered, it means that the cost that will be incurred if the material or the asset was to be purchased at the current market price and not the cost at which it was actually purchased earlier should be taken into account. Okay, then relevant cost. Relevant cost are those costs which are relevant for a specific purpose or situation. Relevant for a specific purpose or situation. In the context of decision making, only those costs are relevant which are pertinent to the decision at hand. Since we are concerned with future cost only while making a decision, historical cost, unless they remain unchanged in the future period, are irrelevant to the decision making process. Right? Then imputed cost. Imputed cost means imputed cost are hypothetical or notional cost. ये बहुत important for your examination point of view. Imputed costs are hypothetical or notional cost, not involving cash outlay. Remember, not involving cash outlay and computed only for the purpose of decision making. Computed only for the purpose of डिसीजन मेकिंग. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है फॉर योर एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, इसको रिमेंबर करना पड़ेगा. imputed cost are hypothetical or notional cost, that is these are not involving any type of cash outlay and computed only for the purpose of decision making. In this respect, imputed cost are similar to opportunity cost. Imputed cost also similar to the opportunity cost. Okay, interest on fund generated internally, then a payment for which is not actually made is an example of imputed cost. खर्चा जो भी हो रहा है which is not actually made is an example of imputed cost. When alternative capital investment projects are being considered, out of which one or more are to be financed from internal funds, it is necessary to take into account the imputed interest on own fund before a decision is arrived at. Before a decision is arrived at. So this is called imputed cost.